up, guys? How are you doing? I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. I appreciate you guys always asking how I'm doing. I get to drive Nicole's car, so it's a good day. Gotta go get gas for the generators and go home to where we have no power or AC. Not fun. Fun though driving Nicole's car. Thanks for asking. Click it or ticket. This can't be happening right now. I walked into the garage, I just lifted the door up because the garage door opener isn't working because we don't have power. And the garage was cold. So then I look at the AC unit in the garage. Guys, we have power. Power is back. Now I can get this leaky oil S15 off of my BMW. Now I can enjoy life. I'm so excited, oh my gosh. Oh Light, how I missed you. We must have just gotten it back recently because it's still 81 in here. This is huge, guys. This is big. This is bigger than 1 million subscribers. This is... Now that we have power, I was able to start finally cleaning up the house, all the stuff that we had out from the hurricane, and then just grab the generator. So I'm gonna go throw it in the trailer, take the trailer out of the warehouse, and try to start to get life back to normal again. We don't have internet yet, but I'm just so happy that we have power. It's funny how many things you kind of take for granted until they're taken away from you, like air conditioning and coffee makers. By the way, RIP to my coffee maker because it no longer works. Irma. The warehouse actually has power and internet, so we're able to get caught back up on orders. Thank you guys so much for your patience. Right now I'm here taking care of all the signature requests. One little known thing in case you never knew, I'm more than happy to sign anything when you purchase it from the LZMFG site. It just might take a little bit longer wait if we're like, you know, on a trip or away or something. But I get to it. But I always make it happen. I'm heading home now in a rush. Corey, the guy who built my ramp, one of his friends is in town and wanted to try to ride the ramp. So I told him he could stop by today, and it's probably going to be my least busy day. Tomorrow is gonna be utter chaos, which is abnormal for a Friday. Normally that's Monday. So anyway, should be fun to ride the ramp. Haven't gotten some riding in a while. I just want some coffee, but my machine is broke. Thunder and the light, because you gotta get it before the battery dies. All right, right here. It's all you. It's all let me down. It's all let me down. We're in too deep. You got this. Oh, dude, you had the sickest lightning bolt mid-clip. Of the many things that we have been trying to do to get Nicole's car to run cooler, including the gauge, which is to get it hopefully to monitor the temperature correctly, and maybe it wasn't cool, but I think maybe it was cool, but I don't think it was since the gauge is reading a little bit warmer. So I have a brand new OEM Toyota thermostat. These open up at 80 degrees Celsius. They do make a cooler thermostat. There's a lot of debate whether running a cooler thermostat is good or not, but the one that's offered for this, 68 Celsius, which is pretty cool, so it almost doesn't let the engine heat up. I'm not an expert when it comes to these heat things, but from what I've read, it's not the best thing in the world to screw with the thermostat. I am going to replace her thermostat with a new OEM one, and hopefully maybe hers was just like sticking or not letting enough flow through it or something. And another thing that I was gonna do, since she has a tucked radiator, she actually has room for some thicker fans. And I have these Mission Moto race fans on my car and I love them. These fans push a decent amount of air, but if there's room for bigger ones that push more CFM, might as well. But I ran into a little problem and I'll go show you. So even though it's a 12-inch fan, these things are so gnarly that the housing diameter is 13 inches. Plenty of clearance with the pulleys, but the issue is, if you can see, it kind of hangs off the side because it's too big, which wouldn't be that big of a deal, but when I have another one in, I'm gonna run into the same issue on this side, and it'll make this side push out even more. Mission Moto does, however, though, make an 11-inch fan that would have a 12-inch housing that should fit perfectly. Just unfortunately, I don't have any of those on hand, so I'll have to order some. Alberto, the world wants to know, what are you up to right now? You putting the 2J in the S15 right now? That was just a joke about the S15. We have a really big and exciting update to tell you guys about. Probably look forward to that maybe next week is when you can expect it. A lot of big news, changes of plans, but all very good stuff.
My bolt is stuck. I am miserable trying to put these things on here with like barely any room. I have to grind a little path for it.
You basically just making a dual caliper bracket yourself, or did you already get?
No, I brought this little knuckle thingies that help, but you can see it's like, it's only like a base for it. It's like,
gotcha.
It requires a lot of work to make it fit.
Dinner smells exceptional, Nicole. Especially the vegetables. The vegetables smell really good.
I think I made a little bit too much rice to the ratio.
Or maybe,
chicken and veggies.
Or maybe I didn't make enough vegetables. You see those? Those are LZ made vegetables.
I don't know, I feel like the chicken and the veggies kind of blend in. Oops.
Believe it or not, now we are actually going to go look at a car. I'm not going to film it because I don't want to get you guys excited or anything. I posted about it on Twitter, and I think a couple people were kind of telling me it's probably not a good idea with all the other projects we have going on now. But I think if this does end up happening, it'll make a lot of sense. It's not really another project. If anything, it's a very quick turnaround where we can just use a lot of the stuff that we have to make something special. So we'll see how it is. Just going to go check it out. Seems like a decent deal. But I don't know. You never know until you see the car. Nicole thinks it might be a good idea, so if Nicole thinks it might be a good idea.
You can convince me into anything. No, you can't.
I couldn't convince you into letting me get a chaser.
That's not true. I think I'd rather you have a chaser than, I don't know, actually. I can't remember if I talked about this in a video or not, but we ended up getting a GTR style grill for Nicole's Silvia front end, so that way she can have all the airflow that she would have if she didn't have a grill, while it still looks cool. So this is just like a carbon fiber overlay one that I found on eBay. It looks pretty cool, but it doesn't come with holes drilled in it. So in these little tabs right here, I just gotta drill a couple holes, and then I think I'm actually gonna bolt it in, because her other grill I had zip tied in, and I think this one would just fly around a lot. So I'm gonna bolt it 2 times up top and then zip ties on the bottom. I was gonna use zip ties so it'd be really easy to remove the grill if we ever have to, but I ended up using bolts just because of the way that the backing headlight bracket is for this. It's actually a slot, so with the zip ties it was sliding around a bit. So with the bolts, at least it stays in place. It's pretty firm with just the 2 top bolts, so I think that's probably all I'll leave. Not too bad. It's hard to get a good shot in here, but it definitely looks really good from a distance, and at least it's functional. Speaking of functional, Alberto looks like he's about wrapping up his dual caliper for his Z36.
Get in there. Just put in a little bulkhead T now.
I saw Alberto was actually having an issue with his brake lines that he just ran being pretty close to the exhaust. So I hooked him up with some really, really nice reflective heat wrap that you can use for like any wires, cables, or really anything you want. Honestly, I think we could have gotten away with less.
I mean, it'll cover that 1 inch of area of the line.
Well, that's the hot spot.
All right.
You wouldn't know, but
spot, everything is okay. Yeah, that works.
Well, your exhaust gas temperature is the hottest right here because turbo.
I guess, right? We should like measure it.
I have an infrared thermometer if you want to double check, but I'm pretty sure it's right here. When I was at the warehouse, I actually found a really cool package that I got from a subscriber that's actually 53 years old by the name of Jeff Martin. Jeff sent me a reverb pedal, which I'm really stoked about because now I have a 3rd pedal to my collection. Of course, too, the stuff that you can never have enough of. He sent me some extra strings and picks, which is, I don't know, it's really thoughtful. But the thing that I'm stoked on the most, that I didn't even know existed, he sent me something called a Power-All. So, yes, it looks like a mess. I just have to untangle it. But this is one plug that powers all the pedals, which is great because I've been eating up 9-volt batteries like it's nobody's business because I always leave the pedals on because I'm always in a rush when I play and film those little guitar outro clips. So anyway, thank you, Jeff. He also spent a lot of time putting together these really nice practice sheets for me, so this is really, really awesome. It's crazy how there's literally, I feel like I could learn something new on the guitar for the rest of my life and I still wouldn't know everything. It's just like an endless learning curve, which is kind of hard to comprehend, but it's fun because there's always something new. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate you more than you can imagine. I will see you tomorrow, and I'm gonna end the video with a cool little riff that I came up with that I thought sounded pretty sweet. Thanks.